We are a couple weeks away from the attack on Israeli civil society by Hamas, and there obviously has been a massive retaliation. We are now 5,000 civilian deaths deep. Half of them effectively are children. There have been disputably hospitals bombed, although I'll get into why it's not disputed. There have been the last bakery in Gaza City bombed, churches bombed, mosques bombed, schools bombed, UN aid workers and UN workers broadly, educators murdered. We're talking about a mass exodus, 1.4 million people displaced from northern Gaza every single day, every single hour, every single moment. This continues, and there has not been a call for a massive ceasefire. Here's what I am bitching about within this atrocity upon atrocity that, like, things are bad when, like, I want to start writing poetry. Like, like, why add another atrocity to all this? But, like, every war on Gaza, it, like, just gets me in my feelings. And I start to, like, I'm like, ooh, Franny, we should write down some poetry. And I'm like, no, don't do it. You're not 20 anymore. It's like, do things I can't do. You know what I'm saying? I can't drink like I did when I was 20, and I can't write poetry anymore. But Gaza's got me in my feelings, and it makes me want to do both of those things heavily. And that is because what is happening is so egregious and so chilling, and it is happening to children. But what I am bitching about, once again, are all the liberals. Oh, bless your little hearts. All the liberal Zionists who, even 5,000 deaths deep, even with all of, even with the lack of fuel, even with the babies in incubators about to die because there's not enough electricity to keep the hospital lights on, even with everything that we know, are still saying that this is a war for self-defense, that this is somehow valiant, that there is a distinction. This is, the IDF calls itself the most moral army on earth. I mean, if that isn't scary, I don't know what is. And these are liberals who, they want to cling to that idea. They want to cling to it. And like I've said on the show before, it's okay. You don't have to. Let it go. It's okay to embrace the war crime. It's okay. If you believe it's justified, embrace it. But don't gaslight me about it. Don't gaslight me about what is or is not moral. And you don't need to take my word for it. As the children of Reading Rainbow say, just take Israeli leaders' word for it. Don't come at me, come at them. So here was a spokesperson for the IDF speaking to CNN, basically blaming civilians, saying, yeah, it sucks that they have to die, but this is the government that represents them, Hamas. And so it's kind of on them.
And this is the tragedy of it. This government, the Hamas government, this terrorist government, they have done nothing good for the people of Gaza. And unfortunately, in our efforts to secure the state of Israel, it is indeed the people of Gaza that are paying the price for their poor leadership.
Right. So, I mean, it sucks. Oh, God. I'm really sorry that you technically couldn't vote for this government, child, but, I wish there was something we could do, but sorry, you are paying the price because you have a terrorist government, right? Okay, let's skip down. Let's continue with CNN. We're on the theme. Here is another IDF spokesperson openly saying, you know what? This whole distinction with civilians and Hamas, no. It's a war on civilians as well.
I tried to correct you to the answer. The war is not just with Hamas. The war is with all the civilians.
The war is not just with Hamas, it is with all of the civilians. There was no pushback on that. And a lot of people on, X, formerly known as Twitter, have said, no, there's a full context to this. And he continues. He says, all the civilians who believe we don't have the right to exist. And it's like, okay. So again, You're blaming civilians, children, because you think that they believe a thing that they might not even think, and that's why they deserve to be buried under rubble. Okay, that's fine. No matter what comes after, it's also a war on all the civilians, does not justify a war on civilians. We're talking about international war crimes. But don't take it from him. Take it from Isaac Herzog, the president of Israel.
It's not true. This rhetoric about civilians not aware, not involved, it's absolutely not true. They could have risen up. They could have fought against that evil regime which took over Gaza in a coup d'etat. But we're at war.
They could have done something. They could have risen up. What do you want me to do? The fact that you didn't rise up against Hamas means you are a terrorist. I mean, by the same logic, that is straight up terrorist logic, right? By the same logic, Bin Laden is blaming all Americans and the people, the innocent people in the multiple sites that were hit on 9/11, 2001 for all the actions of their government. That is the exact same logic. Well, you could have risen up. You could have stopped it. You could have risen up. You could have done something about it. It is targeting. It is collective punishment. That's what it is. And that is a war crime. Don't look at me, Lib. I'm not your enemy. I'm just showing you. I'm holding an effing mirror to what this actually is. No, nobody's hedging. You realize the Israeli government's not hedging. Nobody's hedging. It's war. There's bloodlust. All right? So don't hedge. Don't hedge. Stop your hedging. Because the government's not hedging. So don't you hedge with me. Finally, and this I don't have video for, but this was from an opposition party that actually is not even that right-wing in Israel. A woman named Merav Ben Ari from the Yair Lapid opposition party said, children are responsible. That's what she said. The children of Gaza are responsible. There was a backlash to that. Someone else in the Knesset said something that, no, that how dare you say that? But that's what was said. So guys, again, the semantics, the hand-wringing, you know who's not hand-wringing? The IDF, the Israeli military. There's no hand-wringing. There's no question. Yeah, they can say the human shield line, which is such a funny line. I love the idea that oh man, they strapped children to their fronts and backs, so I had to shoot through the kids. Your Honor, I had to shoot through the kids to get to the bad guy. Well, looks to me like you're innocent. Looks to me like this is self-defense. Case closed. In what court of law? But besides that, they don't even need the human shields line, which is such a dumb line. They don't even need the human shields line because they're openly saying it. Believe them when they tell you who they are. That's all I have to bitch about. Is the fact that we're not believing still somehow what the Israeli government is copping to openly. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.